am Teacher Joy. Today, we will engage in another fun and meaningful opportunity as we gain deep understanding in processing the concepts of Week 1, Quarter 1, Lesson 1 in English 7. You are capable and empowered in successfully achieving today's relevant skills and competencies. You can do it! Please prepare your activity sheets, pens, and answer sheets. Are you ready? Then let's start learning. As we go through the lesson, you are expected to enhance your knowledge on completing analogies. As a learner of this activity, you are expected to achieve today's learning objectives at the end of this lesson. Supply other words or expressions that completes an analogy. Complete an analogy using the word bank to identify its type. Be logical in making comparison of things. Let's launch ourselves into a fun-filled learning experience. An analogy is making a strong explanatory point. In your journey as a learner, it is important to be logical in comparing ideas and things. Analogy is a comparison of two things to show their similarities. If a person makes a strong explanatory point with the ultimate goal of comparison and show their similarities or relationship, that is already analogy. In addition, understanding the concepts of word analogies using logic and reasoning highlights the relationship of words. Here is an example of a simple word analogy. Notice the encircled columns. These two columns on each side is read as is to. The columns and the center is read as. Now that you know already how to read analogy, let us read together the example. Nurse is the patient, as teacher is a student. To understand the analogy, you must first understand and analyze the relationship between the nurse and the patient. A patient is a client of a nurse. With a corresponding relationship, a student is also a client of a teacher. Thus, the completed word analogy is nurse is the patient, as teacher is the student. Here is another example of an analogy to help you better understand the concept. Notice the encircled columns. These two columns on each side is read as is to. The columns and the center is read as. Let us read together the example. Tree is the leaf as flower is the petal. A leaf is a part of a tree. With the corresponding relationship, a petal is also a part of a flower. Thus, the completed analogy is tree is the leaf as flower is the petal. Wait up! There's more! Let's have another example of a word analogy. Let's analyze together the example. Dog is to puppy as cat is to blank. Can you tell me what the word completes the analogy? If your answer is kitten, then you've got it right. Amazing! A puppy is a baby dog while a kitten is a baby cat. Though there is no limit to the possibilities when it comes to word analogies, here are some types of analogies and their examples to familiarize with. One of the most common type of analogy is a part-to-whole analogy, in which a part of something is compared to the whole. For example, battery is a flashlight as hard drive is a computer. Cause and effect analogy, in which the paired words show a source and the resulting consequence. For example, fatigue is to yawning as itching is to scratching. Person to situation analogy, in which the paired words show a relationship of a person to a place or person to person. For example, mother is to home as teacher is to school. Synonym analogy, in which the paired words are similar to each other.
For example, obese is to fat as slender is to thin. Antonym analogy, in which the paired words are opposite to each other. For example, poverty is to wealth as sickness is to health. Geography analogy are paired words of places and relationships between people and their environments. For example, Chicago is to Illinois as Denver is to Colorado. Measurement analogy are paired words of numerical measures. For example, pound is to kilogram as quart is to liter. Time analogy are paired words of time and seasons. For example, March is to spring as December is to winter.
Now that you know already the relationship of similarities or analogies and its types, let's have activity 1. Ready your answer sheets, activity sheets, because you're in for a ride. Supply other words or expressions that complete an analogy. Write the answers in your answer sheet. Let's do number 1 together. Mr. Aaron is a carpenter. He works in a blank. The correct answer is workshop. Mr. Aaron is a carpenter. He works in a workshop. Now it's your turn to answer number 2. Mr. Jerry is a fish seller. He works in a blank. The correct answer is market. Mr. Jerry is a fish seller. He works in the market. Number 3. Uncle Mark is an artist. He works in the blank. The correct answer is studio. Uncle Mark is an artist. He works in a studio. Number 4. Uncle Patrick is a chef. He works in a blank. The correct answer is restaurant. Uncle Patrick is a chef. He works in a restaurant. Number 5. Mr. Kelvin is a fisherman. He goes to the blank every day. The correct answer is C. Mr. Kelvin is a fisherman. He goes to the sea every day. You're really getting better and better after every task. Let's have activity 2. Be logical in making comparison of things to complete the analogy. Provide the correct word from the given choices below to complete the pair analogy. Write the answer in your answer sheet. Let's do number 1 together. From the given choices in each number, what do you think is the appropriate word to complete the analogy? Dog is the puppy, as cat is the blank. Choices are pup, kitten, piglet, sheep. The correct answer is kitten. As what we have discussed in the previous activity, a puppy is a baby dog while a kitten is a baby cat.
If you got a correct answer, then let's proceed to the next number. Number 2. Hammer is to nail, as comb is to blank. Hair, toe, mouth, or tongue? The correct answer is hair. Number 3. White is to black as up is to blank. Behind, below, down, above. The correct answer is down.
Number 4. Roof is to house as hat is to blank. Head, leg, arm, elbow. The correct answer is head. Way to go! Number 5. Sunglasses is to eyes as gloves is to blank. Hair, chin, hand, ankle. The correct answer is hand. You are really doing well. To further assess your understanding, let's proceed in answering Activity 3. Complete the set of analogy using the word bank and identify its type of relationship expressed in the pair of words given. Write the answers in your answer sheet. A word bank is provided for you. Let us read the choices inside the word bank. Part to whole, cause and effect, person to situation, synonym, antonym, time. Let's do number 1 together. Battery is the flashlight as hard drive is the computer. What type of analogy is expressed in the pair of given words? The correct answer is part to whole. If you got the correct answer, then let's proceed to the next number. Number 2. Fatigue is to yawning as itching is to scratching. What type of analogy is expressed in the pair of words given? The correct answer is cause and effect. Number 3. Mother is to home as teacher is to school. What type of analogy is expressed in the words given? The correct answer is person to situation. Number 4. Obese is to fat as slender is to thin. What type of analogy is expressed in the pair of words given? The correct answer is synonym. Number 5. Poverty is to wealth as sickness is to health. What type of analogy is expressed in the words given? The correct answer is antonym. Now that you know already how to be logical in making comparison of things, always remember that learning analogies helps you better develop strategies that would help you understand between words and how they fit together. Good job, students! By this time, you can already use your learnings on completing analogies with this reflective question. Now I know how to complete an analogy. I realize that I hope you've learned a lot from today's lesson. And remember, the best way to remain enriched with learning is to find ways to learn. Because the best learning, after all, is through the actual experiences we gain as we continue to live life. Make sure to answer the remaining activities on your activity sheets. Once again, this is Teacher Joy. Stay safe and God bless.